Any good developer should be able to land freelance work at a moment's notice. So when I realized that as a pro developer I couldn't do that, I decided to fix the problem using a website that matches clients and freelancers, Upwork. But Upwork is notoriously hard for new users to get jobs, even for experts like me with 13 years experience. So I decided to make an investment. Upwork Plus is the premium plan that lets you send more job proposals, get insights about other freelancers, your competitors, and increase the visibility of your profile. I thought Upwork Plus would give me the best chance of success on this platform, so I reached deep into my pockets and handed over $20, and I thought to myself, time to strap in, let the world know about my pro skills, and earn back that $20 as quickly as possible. This is what happened over the next 30 days. Now that I was an Upwork Plus member, I had some housekeeping to do to get my profile in the best state possible before I started sending proposals. With Plus, I was able to set up my own custom profile URL, which I guessed might give it a more professional appearance to clients. We'll see about that. I changed my profile picture from a rather serious expression to one that made me look more human. And now that I had Plus, I could set up job alerts, hoping that my inbox would soon be flooded with relevant roles. With all that set up out the way, I noticed my account had been credited with 91 connects. This is the currency that Upwork uses to allow you to send job proposals, apparently designed to stop freelancers spamming every job they see. For some reason, Upwork only credited me with 91 connects, but I thought that would be more than enough to get my first offer. So I started applying to jobs like there was no tomorrow. A website presentation job, an AWS cloud engineer job, a back-end developer job, an AWS DevOps engineer job, a full-stack developer for serverless MVP job. I applied to all these jobs, and little did I know that on average I was paying 14.75 connects per proposal. That meant I only had 15 connects left, and what did I have to show for it? 5 proposals, not a single response. Not only that, none of the clients had even read my message. This wasn't going to plan, but I wasn't about to give up. I needed to turn to a pro freelancer for advice. So I got in touch with a veteran freelancer on Upwork and also YouTuber, WebDev Japan. And he told me this: treat the first sentence of your proposal like a hook. It needs to immediately capture the client's attention and tell them why you're the freelancer worth listening to. This advice was so simple, so obvious, but yet I had been filling my proposals with any old crap, and I wasn't giving that first sentence the attention it deserved. All the results I'd got so far, or rather lack of, was all my fault. So would I be able to use my command of the English language to write a proposal that a client might actually look at and finally land a freelance job? The problem at this point is that I'd run out of connects. With only 15 left, this wasn't enough to apply to the kind of high-end jobs that suit a professional developer like me. So once again, I reached deep into my pocket and managed to find $15 to buy 100 more connects. That was all the money I had left to spend on Upwork, so if I couldn't make it work now, that was the end. I started paying attention to the other Upwork Plus features. I was getting regular job alerts, but when I looked at these, they were normally getting 15, 20, or more than 50 proposals, sometimes within an hour of receiving the alert. I didn't like the idea of being constantly glued to Upwork, waiting for job alerts to come in, so I used the search feature instead to only view jobs with less than 10 proposals from other freelancers. I also looked at the other Upwork Plus feature, Proposal Insights. This lets you see income and other stats about freelancers applying to the same jobs, but as I was relatively new to the platform, this just made me feel like I had less chance of success, so I ignored it. I made 6 more proposals, this time making sure that my first sentence was as juicy as possible. I thought that with all this extra effort into my hooks, surely one client must bite. Once again, nothing. But shortly after this proposal spree, I was pleasantly surprised to see that one client had viewed my proposal. This at least gave me some hope that I hadn't been blacklisted by Upwork and that maybe my dreams of being a freelancer pro were still possible. At this point, I didn't have many connects left. There was only enough for one more proposal. For this, I went all out, applying for Senior Full Stack Engineer. After I checked, double-checked and triple-checked the proposal, I submitted it and hoped for the best. I'd done everything I could, so I walked away from my computer and took a well-earned break. A few hours later, when I checked Upwork, something miraculous had happened. That client had actually sent me a message. I was overjoyed to be finally speaking to a client, but was slightly confused by his cryptic message. Who was this curious gentleman? And could I still be in with a chance to land my first freelance job as an Upwork Plus member? Well, I had an amazing chat with this client, but it didn't seem like there was any way for me to help him with his educational SaaS startup. As I ended the call, I realized it was game over. I'd given everything I had to this, my skill, my energy, and $35. During this 30-day period, I'd spent $20 on Upwork Plus, $15 on an extra 100 connects. I'd sent 12 proposals, 2 of those reviewed. I had 1 call, but at the end of it, I still had 0 offers. So was Upwork Plus worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely not. What I realized is that Upwork is a long-term game. Upwork Plus is a nice to have if you already have some traction, but it's not going to increase your chances of getting hired if you're just getting started. A better option would be to use that money to buy connects instead. The same number of connects as Upwork Plus gives you, you can buy for $15. Ultimately, if you want to start freelancing, Upwork is just one way to do it. So whichever approach you take yourself, I wish you all the best. See you in the next one.